call this meeting of the Paintsville Utilities Commission to order. I think before I jump to roll call, we'll introduce that we do have a new member tonight. Ms. Patricia Nelson has been appointed to the commission. LB, just in case you didn't know.
Thank you, sir.
Now we'll do roll call. Patricia Nelson.
Here.
Tim.
Here.
LB. That's you, old man.
Expecting you.
Miss.
Here. I've lost my glasses.
Move on to the approval of the minutes.
You want to borrow these? Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion? And we have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. 3, approval of the operating report.
Fairly routine.
Make a motion to approve the operating report. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the operating report. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of construction pay request.
Okay, we have invoice 190046, Bell Engineering, $4,000 on miscellaneous water system improvements, phase 2, $4,000, funded by Paintsville Utilities.
Motion to pay invoice 190046, $4,000.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Also, Bell Engineering, invoice 190047, on the wastewater treatment plant flow meter replacement project, $1,030, funded by Paintsville Utilities.
Make a motion to pay Bell Engineering.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Next is invoice 16 from Akins Excavating on I&I project contract 1, $200,800.55, funded by rural development.
Make a motion to pay invoice 16.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Next is invoice 17 from Thomas Environmental, I&I project contract 2, $125,700.20, funded by rural development.
We have a motion to pay.
Make a new member do it.
Yeah, I keep looking at her, hoping she'd pay.
Yeah,
I'll make the motion.
you're gonna earn that $23.09.
No, it's not like being on council, it's work over here. I hope they didn't get that on her. Do we have a second? So all in favor, aye? Opposed? Ayes have it.
Moved and seconded.
Tim?
And finally, we have invoice number 18 from Bocook Engineering on the I&I project, $13,244.25, also funded by rural development.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Have a motion second, all in favor, aye? Opposed? Ayes have it. 5, review and approval of the monthly invoices. 5A, legal services invoices.
Make a motion to pay one to check all offices and invoices.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it.
Just show my extension on that, please.
Seems awful low. Did you do anything that?
No email flying.
Took it easy on that one.
You paid me last month.
Oh, they?
Started off a little faster this month, though.
5B, other operating invoices.
Then we look at that,
Comment.
make a motion to pay the other operating invoices.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. 6, the departmental reports.
Anything that's happened since these reports were submitted, we need to update them on.
January 2019. That was, we repaired 136 leaks on the train. Is that seems,
That's the box turn that goes everything.
that seems like, is that a high number?
That's,
So there's 144 registered.
Joe, there's actually, out of those 144 on each train, there's 40,000 potential leaks in each of those 144.
That's why I couldn't remember what that was when we did those trains, how those,
But we shouldn't really have any. That's the final of the original trains has not been replaced. They have no issues on the other three.
okay. So that's that one that's left. So who, was it Matt that talked to the salesman from Scrubber?
Yes,
Did we get, was this just a conversation on quote?
we have a proposal here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to vote on that one,
We should,
should we?
try to find somebody to run the.
So, number 7, old business, the downtown I-9 project.
Roll Cook is with us.
Thank you, guys.
Visual aids, no visual aids.
Put it out. Past month, we did a little over 2,600 lineal feet of 8-inch pipe in line. Brings the total for the whole project to 40,543 lineal feet. Brings the contract up to 86% of the contract amount. Also this past month, we had 18 services cut and 7 cuts that protruded into the trunk line. Also installed, there's an interconnection at Court and Main, and we put a new 18-inch storm drain at where City Hall is, going down that, I call it alley, but it actually has a street name, I think. I don't remember what it is. Water Street. It's appropriately named Water Street. There was 18 or 14 manholes that had been uncovered previously that we raised this past month. We got back on the lining of the manholes. This past month we did 452 vertical feet, which brings today that a little over 1,000 vertical feet that's been lined. We're getting close to the end of the contract, so Bob and I sat down last week, and we've got we had actually did this a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then updated it last week. But we looked at the possibility of, or looked at lines we wanted to do in Paintsville, and we have left that's already ordered over 6,200 feet, lineal feet of 8-inch line, and over 1,000 feet of 12-inch line, and we still have 86 manholes to line. And then there's other spot repairs that we know we have to do. One's besides Subway. They looked at one today. They look at it over on Brown Street. There's a point repair that has to be done. We found the line is collapsed.
There's sinkholes in both of those locations.
Yeah. So they're going to do the, hopefully, with rain permits, they'll do that Brown Street this week, and they'll repair it, and then hopefully repair it.
They'll repair it, hopefully line it.
Yeah, and then line it, and then look at the end of it, and if there's not a manhole, we just put a manhole or clean out the end of it. There's some issues at Triple Crown that we know of, and then there's Second Court, and then there's Island Creek. We estimated what those repairs would be, and that would bring us up to the contract amount within just a few, $2,000 or $3,000. And that's a floating issues. There's some things out there we don't know yet, like the number of manhole or the number of laterals we'll get and how many's protruded. Costs a little more to cut the protrusions back in than it does the other. Plus, there were some unbilled that we didn't know about. So, but that should take us up to the contract amount, which would probably, we're looking at maybe a couple, 3 months to finish it. So, we'll be up into April, maybe May. I don't think it'd be a trouble getting an extension. I know I was going to count the weather days we had, but even with the weather days, I think we'd definitely be okay. So. Brings us to contract 2. Contract 2 is, with this building, is 89% complete. As you all know, that they've attempted to board twice under the railroad. That second board needs about 30 feet to complete. They still have not finished that yet. The plan is to bring a bigger unit in to hopefully push it through. They think that with the rain and stuff, it's basically seized with the soil, so they think they want more pressure behind it. If not, they'll have to drill it in. They completed one directional bore under Paint Creek near the Chessie line on Depot Road, and they're getting ready to do the directional bore under the river at the Island Creek plant. That kind of gets us caught up to date.
They're actually working over on the riverbank today.
They were there today. I mean, there wasn't any equipment today, but they were there. Well, I guess they were looking, trying to find the line there at the plant.
So we're past the railroad tracks now?
No, they still have to go under the railroad track.
The railroad track's the part in the middle. They're working on both sides of it, and they've still got to finish that board.
Was the railroad dictate where we want to put that board?
Well, we permitted it. We showed them where we wanted it to put it, and they approved it. So, good question.
If the board doesn't have any differences, I think that we would like to commend you for your diligence that you've shown for this project, because we know we got a long ways to go with this, for other things that's coming up. And we just want you to know from the commission that we appreciate your work.
I appreciate it. I was going to mention that it's been a pleasure working with everybody here. I mean, it really has. And 2 contractors have been really good to work with outside the problem we have on the board, which is not the main contractor. But I mean, there's plenty of work out there to do. We're just running out of money. So, thank you.
Thank you.
New business, 8A, Martin County Utilities Board RFP.
Martin County has put out an RFP for management, actually overall operational service. We are one of several companies that they were required to reach out to. Actually, they called me today. And this commission just needs to decide whether we should submit a proposal or not.
What's your preference?
Well, I think it would be great if we could help them. I'd like to. I just think that we need to focus on our responsibility, taking care of our system and our customers. We have plenty of needs of our own we need to address, and this would take drastically away from our ability to do that.
What do you think they're asking for on something like this? Is somebody come in and completely take over?
Yes,
Or just
complete control.
wanting to just control their employees and everything?
The intent is to the extent possible, to keep their employees, but it's a pretty thin crew too.
Would it become our customers, or?
We would just be,
Different billing cycle, how would it work?
it would be two companies under the same management. We would be, if we took it, we would be contract management. And it would be the water and sewer system.
What is it? What's the pay?
You have to work up your proposal and submit.
It says for the management, operations, and maintenance. And to me, that sounds like it's just a complete,
Take over.
sounds to me like more than just
It's complete control.
Just wondered how they'd come up with the money to pay whoever's gonna take it.
They put a surcharge in for that. And information I was given, that was supposed to generate in the 120, 130,000 range per year
Well, is there a time limit on this,
to
or?
submit this.
I mean, submit it, but I mean, is there a time limit for somebody to come in and manage it, like maybe just for so long and then back off and let their people?
It's got a term
finish
of
it?
several years.
Several?
Yeah. I'm not sure what that is exactly.
what's Big Sandy Ag got to do with it?
They're helping with coordination and trying to help them resolve some of their issues.
It says project administrator. What exactly is the project?
This is
That individual signed as project administrator. He is a project administrator on this.
Yeah,
That's his title within where he works.
I understand that.
But
But I don't understand what the tying is between
what his direct
Big
involvement will
Sandy
be, I don't know.
Ag and,
Their primary purpose has been trying to help them seek funding.
But did the PSC say that Big City Indiana will be the ones that'll basically oversee whoever comes in and manages them, or?
They,
I didn't think you worked for Big Sandy.
December.
pardon?
December. But they will have a committee to make the decisions over there,
Who will?
Martin County, the utility board.
Say that again now, unless it's just.
They will have a committee to review the proposals and recommend.
Committee or the board?
I think it's a committee, which is probably part of the board, it's not the full board, as I read it.
What are you reading? We're not reading.
I've left the whole packet, it's a pretty thick packet, and I've left it laying downstairs.
It's probably something, to be honest, I can't make a decision from this little letter that we got.
We'll get to that.
It's from this, it's lacking in any detail at all. So it's really hard for me to sit here and say, yes, I think we should have an interest in it, or no, we shouldn't.
It's about a 30-page document.
So you saying that you would want to table that one? Until Bob provides the information for you?
From what I'm understanding, what you explained to me though, is that for the 125,000,
That's what I've been led to believe is available, based on the fees the PSC has put in place for per year.
But if I'm reading this right, just based on this, they have their own utilities board.
They do.
All they're asking for is literally a Bob. Someone that's going to
No.
oversee the project, because our board won't have any say in it. It'll be their board. For $125,000 a year, it seems like an awful lot of responsibility for $125,000.
Yes.
It is.
A potential liability.
Yeah. I mean, because when I was first looking at it, I thought it was total take over their system. But if they're gonna have their own board, then they're gonna have somebody overseeing that project. Because they're gonna have a board just like ours.
That's why I read this, that's the reason I'm asking, I don't read that letter to say that.
When we break, after a while, I'll run down and grab up the envelope.
Let's just table it and bring it back up today, because reading this letter, it looks like the proposal has to be in by March 18th, and that they're having a conference over there on February the 5th and February the 6th. If you have any interest.
was just reading where it says the Martin County Utility Board issued a request for proposal for the management, operation, and maintenance of the Martin County Water District.
That's what the PSC said they had to do.
Well, I mean, that just makes me assume that they will have their own utility board. So we were really looking for someone to manage,
Make sure
and then
everything's
maintenance to
spent.
oversee that site.
Well, you're forgetting the operations and maintenance part. You're just reading the maintenance part, management part. It says proposals for management, operations, and maintenance. That's the whole kit and caboodle.
I would assume that based on Bob's number, we couldn't even manage it for that, let alone do anything else for $120,000. How could you do anything else? Get more proposals coming in with that.
Why don't we move on to the next item and we'll come back after executive.
8B,
So what I'm asking for here is that we recognize the 1.9% CPI and that we go ahead and apply that to our rate adjustments as prescribed by ordinance. There's a second item on there, but I would prefer we just skip that for now and just apply that to our rates.
On your rate, you're talking about the utility rate,
You
right?
know, you get your gas and water and sewer.
I mean, it's there if you want to use it, but you don't have to if you don't
Yes.
think it's necessary.
Yes, we do. It says you shall.
It's mandatory.
Mandatory.
We don't even have to take action on it, it's already
It's,
there.
it's, all I'm asking is you all recognize the 1.9%.
Shall.
It says you shall.
we're acknowledging that we're talking about the rate adjustment, not about the cost of living adjustment.
Just cost of living adjustment for rates.
Yeah.
Let's do that, make a motion.
Let's do that. Just,
I'll make a motion that we accept the 2018 CPI of 1.9%.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Vote, have it. 8C, the mowing contract renewal.
the recommendation here is that we renew with no worries maintenance and lawn care for $18,334.50, which is a 1.9% increase for them as well.
I'll make that motion.
I had a question.
Sure.
Did they submit that number, or we just said, here's what we give it to you for, or
We'll talk and
they agree, that's their bid?
yeah, that's
That's what we're correct, right, it wasn't actually bid.
yeah.
Okay.
So now we have a motion by LB to accept. Second.
I'll second.
A motion second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. 8D, the Paintsville Lake Cleanup Contest.
So we have a little description there that we're asking that the utilities fund second and third place prizes, $250 and $200 for the annual Paintsville Lake Cleanup Contest, which we've done the last 2 years.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. We have a second, all in favor, aye? Opposed, ayes have it. 8E, surplus vehicles.
We have 3 new trucks on the way, should be here within a month. And I'd like to go ahead and have these trucks ready to surplus when the new ones get here, 3 listed in front of you there.
Make a motion that we surplus the vehicles that's described in 8E.
No good to the city.
That's your own decision.
That's what we did then.
We have been doing that, yes.
But offer it to them, they can look at them, and not until we get the new ones in.
You want an amendment to my motion? I'll make a motion that we surplus the 3 vehicles described in 8E and make them available to the city if they want.
Second.
We have a motion second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. 8F, relocation.
We're asking for authorization to enter into an agreement with Microcom for $69,798 for new equipment to be relocated at Front Cabin Tower Road antenna site, and to enter into an agreement with Big Sandy Two-Way for installation and lease at the tower site.
Did we have this initially in our budget to try to do something?
We did not. It's just kind of, we're gonna have to move some things around within the budget to make it work, but we can. It's just become such a safety concern, the guys getting up and down off of Red Jacket here, for the guys and our trucks too, mainly the guys.
It'd be a more easier for them to get to this new location.
Yes, it's much, Craig, you've been to both of them.
Yeah, it's, one up on Red Jacket, it's pretty rough terrain to get through. You got about 70, 80 yards that you have to walk up the hill if you've got to carry supplies. And once you get up there, you've got about 2.5, 3 foot of rock cliff that you've got to stand on. And slick conditions gets pretty rough.
How often do we have to go?
System tells us that just when we have a problem, power outage, or
Once a year?
Oh, no.
sometimes there's 10, 20 times a year, sometimes less, sometimes more.
It's worth $70,000 to move.
That's, well, if you ask me personally whether it versus falling off the rock, yes.
We get pushed.
Wouldn't take much to push, sneeze it.
He's the main guy that has to go.
They also have a generator side, a new
Yeah.
one. It's got a backup generator.
Who all run the new tower?
The other city entities are up there, but I'm not sure in total who all's there. If you all agree to go forward, we will need to meet with personnel from Big Sandy, work out all the details, and we'll find out more about it then.
I mean, we know there's room available.
Yes. Yeah, I've had multiple conversations with them. And they've actually been in the vendor for the telemetry equipment has been in contact with them as well.
Who's in the location where we currently are? Who's there other than us?
We're in our crew.
As far as I know, it's just us. There's something else up there. I don't know if it's something to do with the city that they just abandoned or.
Yeah, the city has nothing up there. And that other antenna is abandoned, isn't it?
There's something in that building. I don't
The
know.
big building, okay.
The block building. I don't know what it is.
It's where TV cable used to be.
Oh, I don't know about that. As far as I watch the star stuff.
Don't blame me.
Is that property utilities owns up there?
That's my knowledge.
Don't have any idea what I'm saying.
I'm thinking utilities owns that.
That rock up there?
Isn't that up behind City Hall?
Yeah, it's just more around this way, but yeah.
Who do we have an agreement with now?
Not aware of any agreement, other than Microcom.
What's Big Sandy Two-Way have to do with the antenna site?
It's theirs.
So they own it?
It's their tower, their building.
What's that gonna cost?
It's about $100 a month, plus cost of fuel for the generator. About $1,000 to install. That involves them going up the tower. We're not allowed on the tower, and that's fine with me.
What do we pay where we are?
Just the electric bill.
That's the reason I think it's ours.
The city used to pay the electric bill.
Is it feasible to do something up there with the DNR property and redo everything, or?
There's not much room
Block
up there.
stuff off to make it a safer location.
And the road wouldn't be ours.
I don't know who's.
So the road comes up from behind Mayo, comes all the way around,
Comes up through the cemetery.
goes up past the cemetery. The problem road is up past the cemetery.
So whose property is that? Who does that belong to?
We really don't know.
That road, did you do that plat up there? For the Melvins?
Yeah, a long time ago.
That entire ridge around through there's platted. That road's part of that's been platted.
I was trying to think where, I can't place where that, I know I can visualize the tower, but I can't place it with respect to the property line. But up there where Chuck lives, is it past Chuck's to the, from Chuck's on over, there's a company that owns that. It used to be,
How's Lane got?
no, it's
Well, they
somebody,
have property up there someplace.
they have minerals up there.
Yeah.
Bill Martin, Tom Gullett,
It's,
somebody else.
they own, when I was looking at the slide up there, that's when last time I seen it. I could pull that out and see who owns it, but there's somebody away from here that owns it.
Yeah, the controlling is one of those gentleman's sons, lives up northeast. Yeah. It wasn't always up there.
Oh, I'm just kind of undecided about spending $75,000 for that project, to be honest.
Well, probably looking at that, and if it's an unsafe area for archives, we'll further try to maintain something, make it safer, may cost more than that. If we don't own the rights to do much, except maybe a little block up there that the tower sits on, maybe we need to get more information as to who owns what, and who's responsible for what. And then we can go with this, after we figure that out. I'll make a motion to table this until further information.
There.
All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Vote, ayes have it. Table that one. 8G, fuzzy filter repair.
Love the name, Fuzzy Filter.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty large piece of equipment within the water plant. Designed to clean the backflush water before it goes to the lagoons. Since we've actually been in the plant full-time, it has never worked properly. The delay we had with water line issues, by the time we got there and had trouble, the warranty was out.
Do you know if they even work any, because they bypass this thing?
You can bypass, there are bypasses, they have a choice.
So once it couldn't work, they just bypassed it, never given another thought what to do.
Oh, it's been looked at. Prior superintendent out there, it made some attempts to repair it, get it repaired.
What gripes me about this is this is the first time that I've ever hearing that we had a system that we paid for just a few years ago and spent several $1,000s on it, that it's apparently never worked.
Yeah, it's been here before.
We discussed it before? What did we do? What action did we take?
I don't recall, but Crow did bring it up.
Probably not since I've been here.
I don't remember anybody ever bringing up the fact that we had a piece of some equipment out there, the new water treatment plant, that never worked as it was designed. Honestly, I don't ever remember saying that. Because if that had been true, I don't understand how it got through the system without somebody saying, we've got an issue here, and we should have never accepted it. When we signed off on substantial completion of the project, somebody should have said, oh, by the way, the fuzzy filter system's not working.
I thought it had.
Is there any way to research the past meetings up from Motion to go over to see if it was brought up?
It took minutes.
Right, that's what I mean, it's in the minutes somewhere.
And that's a strand issue, that they should have brought that to our attention.
Strand would have been gone.
It wouldn't have been gone until the system was up and operational. They had to sign off on it before we took it all over.
Remember, we went in operation in July of 13, and then for a week. And then we got back out there in December of 14. And a year and a half passed.
Was Strand still Strand was still as a participant in that process, weren't they?
I don't recall them being back in that time frame, but, yeah, we weren't quite done with them.
Were you here at that time?
Pardon?
Were you here at that time?
That was the transition, and everything blew up.
Why were you here? Oh, yeah, the physical officer. Can you just kind of research it,
Sure.
go back to 13, kind of on, see if there's issues, maybe we'll further back, see if anything else is brought up.
Departmental reports.
Let us know if there's anything to talk about then.
Sure.
Well, he's not here to do it, may as well go ahead and fix it. I mean, but I did just, again, it's just one of those things that I don't understand how it's been not operational out there for as long as it has been. And we get monthly reports, and to my knowledge, this is the first monthly report that's been included in it.
Seems like we've had other things like that come up. Things were designed one way and then built another, and then get issues with them.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid that we've gotten for $10,115 to repair the fuzzy filter, and get it back up and operational.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Fuzzy second.
Yeah, all in favor, aye? Opposed? Ayes
It's
have it.
not clear. It's just a little funny.
H.
I mean, there's obviously a need for that, or they wouldn't have put it in there.
Like other things has been needed and weren't put in. It's
Yeah,
just-
this is a fairly new, I mean, this is a new piece of equipment. We've never even had the grand opening at the water treatment plant. We've got issues that obviously never worked from day one.
Are you gonna take us back to the blocks that went out and all the pipes we had to replace and went all the way back there?
No.
We'll move on to 8H, the video surveillance.
That's where it was. Just remember when everything tore up?
Yeah, we've got a proposal for a surveillance system for the distribution shop from Maggard's Home Security, $6,785. On the back of the page there, it gives you a layout.
Should there have been cameras located on the very back strip or something?
The-
Of your home?
There's nothing in that proposal for that. You've got, there's really no good access on that backside, is there, Bob?
No. No, there's only one back door back there, and it's bolted from the inside. I mean, they'd have to physically take the door off to get in. So, there's no way getting in the back section, so it'd be a waste of camera to take there.
But what,
Not never being there, I
Yeah,
didn't know if there's something needed or.
It's wooded area, and there's a substation for the power company there. But that back section, there's no way nobody can.
this is designed to cover the entrances to the buildings and to the gates, the area where our fuel tanks are. Specifically, it covers that, what would be a blind area, as you see there between the front office building and the big building in the back.
This is the equipment, who's gonna be monitoring it?
Monitoring will be us.
Here, this building.
You can do it, I believe, on a phone, but they would have a display at that location.
So it wouldn't be a monthly charge.
No.
I mean, you like, if somebody's at the shop, they can look on the camera, see what's going on, otherwise the person has to
You would go back,
dial up.
or if something happens, you go back and look.
You got a recorder,
Yeah.
and you got an app for your phone, it's just like that. Did you ask them about that price? Because I know unless it's just, their cameras.
Well,
There's something wrong.
I did, whenever we get a hold of him, but I did go back and look at one that I recently did for another entity, and the biggest difference is the cameras. It's also a large recorder, maintained for quite a while. Then you've got that wireless bridge that adds to it between the two buildings.
I think that's fine with it. Well, it's definitely needed. I make a motion that we accept the proposal from Maggard's Home Security in the amount of $6,785 to, does that include installation?
Yes.
To buy and have them install the security surveillance out there at the shop.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor, aye? Opposed? Ayes have it.
You don't think you need any security on the inside though, and like if somebody does break in, if it got a signal route or anything?
Motion sensor.
Actually, alarm system.
It would be beneficial like for weekends or after hours. We're looking at a monthly cost to do that. If you had somebody surveilling, 24/7, it'd be whatever they charge to do that.
Do you think this would,
They got it set to where you, if when you leave the building, you can set it to leave, or you can set it on there when you stay.
I mean, like I say, it would be beneficial, but the fact if they get inside the buildings, there's a lot of money sitting in there.
There'll be an alarm go off.
Yeah.
How much they charge, what is it, monthly fee? $25, $30?
I'd say 30 just to be safe.
If it was me, I'd put the security on the inside too. If he's, so what do y'all think? But that's, just because you got cameras,
But that doesn't stop them. It could maybe a deterrent, but it doesn't stop
well, the
them.
cameras ain't gonna have to tell you what they did the night before.
It always a deterrent if they know they're there.
I'm looking for the deterrent and get rid, so they don't take nothing. And you got police protection that way, they call it police and they
They
come
do.
So are we saying that we'd like to ask Bob to go back and get a quote on that piece of it, since we've already approved just the equipment?
That's what I think, you ought to do what you want.
you make a motion with that?
Yes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What are we doing?
They're making a motion to have Bob go to Maggard's and see how much the equipment and monthly service cost is to put surveillance equipment on in the inside.
An alarm system.
The alarm. And it's not, we're not agreeing to it, they're just making a motion to get a quote for it. So we have a motion, a second, all in favor, aye? Opposed? Ayes have it. 8I, other new business.
Don't have anything else right now. We will need to come back to the item A when we come back.
We have, need to, for executive session,
We do for personnel and potential litigation.
we have a motion to go into executive session. Motion, second,
I'll second.
all in favor, aye? Aye. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
I was gonna push over here to get at least 150%.
Go ahead and say any opposed.
You opposed? We got it. I don't know if that works that way, Dave, but I think it's.
See, that's right.
Yep. Good. Ready to go.
We have a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
We have a second. All in favor, aye? Opposed? Ayes have it.
Insofar as a report, the commission gave both Bob and I directives on how to handle two issues of potential litigation, which includes a component of property acquisition therein. And the commission took actions on personnel matters. Those actions are going to be withheld pending notification of the interested parties. Otherwise, no action is taken.
We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? We adjourn.
We'll reconvene tomorrow about 10 o'clock golf course.
That's different.
You think it's gonna rain?
I don't like things like that. They're just gonna be very-